Listen, you're a big deal, and I've been following your stuff for a long time. We could go so many directions with this, but I want to take it to you and your personal experience. And I want to start with letting people know that you've lost a lot of weight. I mean, you took a huge journey, if I'm correct.
Oh yeah, I just posted one of those proof photos up on my Instagram. I used to weigh 300 pounds. And I'm today around 12.5%. And like, look at me showing off my guns.
Look at those guns.
The New York Times says I'm almost muscular. So there are lots of like weightlifter dudes. I'm 48 and I'm 100 pounds, well, about 100 pounds lighter than I was when I was 23. Wow. And I still have stretch marks from when I was 23, but I have had 3 knee surgeries. I had arthritis in my teenagers and I'm highly functional. I don't have pain in my body all the time. And the brain fog and the high risk of stroke and heart attack and all that I had before I was 30, it's all gone. And so here's the deal. If I can do that, you probably weren't as messed up as I was. And here's the thing. I didn't do it by grinding it out at the gym. I didn't do it by going on a low-fat diet where you're hungry all the time and you want to kill people because you're so hungry, but I'm just going to muscle through it. You can't muscle through the rest of your life. It's stupid. And I tried all that. And I tried being a raw vegan, and it made me sick. So I'm like, I'm writing a book about this because I've read thousands and thousands of papers. I've run an anti-aging nonprofit for 10 years. And no one teaches us how to run ourselves, where the most valuable thing is, how do I feel? How much energy do I have? How much do I like my life? And then how do I look? Because most people aren't willing to trade off how they feel for how they look, but you want both.
Well, it's interesting. And we talked a little bit in the intro, and I say this, and I've been saying this for a long time, that listen, the body, the challenge with living nowadays is the environment in which we're exposed, right? When you take our body and you put it now into 2021, I mean, the world's a different place. And never mind, it's environmental, but it's also so many other distractions. So to take that body and say, okay, it's like putting you on Mars, right? And saying, okay, survive here. That's the key. And your deal is the whole fasting thing. And you've been fasting for years. So let's talk about that. What is the definition from the legend on fasting? What does it mean?
Well, fasting literally means to go without. And there are all kinds of fasts when you think about it. And here in the West, we say, fasting means to go without eating for some amount of time. And we immediately think about starvation and how you couldn't handle it. And I couldn't even go 24 hours. So when I was in my mid-20s and I was overweight and my brain wasn't working, a few people said, maybe you should try fasting. And I was like, you're stupid, because my body will go into starvation mode. And then I know that I'm going to get hypoglycemic and I'll yell at all of my friends and coworkers, and it's just not going to end well for anyone. That's just not even sane. And here it is. My first big book was the Bulletproof Diet. People lost more than 1 million pounds doing that. And it was the first major book that talked about intermittent fasting as a strategy. And it turns out there are 3 things you can do during an intermittent fast that turn off hunger completely. And I've had 60,000 people come through my fasting challenge program, which is totally free, whether or not you buy the book. It's at fastthisway.com, by the way. And what they say is, I can't believe I just went 24 hours without eating and without being hungry. And that's a win, because what I want people to do is be able to get the biohacks that are most effective as measured by how much energy and time and money do you put in and how much energy do you get back. Well, skipping breakfast means I didn't spend time, energy, or money on breakfast. So you got paid up front.
Right.
You had more energy, more focus that morning. You got paid right away, and you didn't get diabetes later. You got paid again. So this is the highest ROI of anything. That's why I wrote a book on it.
Well, it's interesting. I got to be honest with you. When the whole fasting thing came onto the scene, I didn't realize that I've been fasting my entire life without knowing. And the reason, and I'm 53 years old, but the reason why is I was never a breakfast guy. Some of these people wake up, a lot of people, I know many friends and colleagues and patients, they wake up and as soon as their eyes open, they're starving, they're hungry. For me, it's never been the case. I wake up and I have this lag. So for me, it's about when I wake up and I continue to, as my day goes on, I develop hunger. I never get starved. I never really just get overwhelmingly hungry. But as this brought on, came onto the scene, as you started bringing more light to this whole topic, I started realizing, hey, that's kind of what you've been doing. So I thank you for this, because it's validated how I've lived my life.